Hello everyone, and welcome to today's tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll learn how to rig an e-scooter in Blender and then prepare it for integration into the CARLA Simulator. Let's begin by opening Blender. Since we're starting with a new project, I'll first delete the default objects in the scene. Press A to select everything, and then press Delete. Before moving forward, it's always a good idea to save your Blender project. I'll save this file as e_scooter.blend, so we can easily come back to it later. Next, we need a 3D model of the e-scooter. For this tutorial, I'll be using a model downloaded from Sketchfab. Whenever you download assets from online sources, make sure to check the license terms. The model used in this tutorial is distributed under a Creative Commons license, which allows us to use it, provided that proper attribution is given to the original author. Now let's import the model into Blender. Go to File, Import, and select glTF 2.0. Then choose the downloaded GLB file and import it into the scene. Once the import is complete, you should see the e-scooter model in Blender. Before we start rigging, let's take a closer look at the model and inspect its structure, Zertwain. This will help us understand how the model is organized and which parts need to be animated during the rigging process. As you can see, the model we downloaded from the website isn't organized very well for our use case. So before we start rigging, let's spend some time cleaning up the model and preparing it properly. The first thing I'm going to do is unparent all the objects. To do that, select the model and press Alt+P. Next, let's clean up the outliner by removing any unnecessary objects and empty nodes that we don't need. My goal is to divide this e-scooter into 4 main parts: the front wheel, the rear wheel, the handlebar assembly, and the main body. Having these 4 separate components will make the rigging process much easier later on. Now that we have cleaned up the scene, let's focus on the meshes. As you can see, the model consists of many small mesh objects. To simplify the structure, we'll merge related meshes together and create a single mesh for each major component. Let's start with the body of the scooter. I'll select all the mesh objects that belong to the body, making sure the correct object is selected as the active object. Once everything is selected, press Ctrl+J to join the meshes. Now we have a single mesh representing the scooter body. Next, I'll repeat the same process for the handlebar assembly. As shown on the screen, I'm selecting all the mesh objects that belong to the handle. There are quite a few individual meshes, so this step may take a moment. After selecting all the required parts, I'll press Ctrl+J again to combine them into a single mesh. You can already see that the number of objects in the outliner is starting to decrease. We'll continue this process for the remaining components, gradually reducing the model to 4 clean meshes. Feel free to organize the model in a way that works best for you. For this particular model, the front and rear tyres are currently part of a single mesh. To rig the scooter properly, we need to separate them into 2 individual meshes. Let's start by selecting the tyre mesh, which contains both the front and rear wheels. Then switch to Edit mode. As you can see, both tyres are contained within the same object. To make things easier, press the slash key on the numpad to isolate the object and hide everything else. If we zoom in, you can see that each tyre is actually composed of multiple smaller meshes. There are several ways to separate these meshes, but the method I prefer is using Separate by Loose Parts. Press P and then select Loose Parts. Blender will automatically split the object into multiple individual mesh objects. Now switch back to Object Mode. Next, select all the mesh objects that belong to a single tyre. Once everything is selected, press Ctrl+J to join them into a single mesh. This is the same technique we used earlier when organising the scooter body and handle. You can rotate the view, switch to the top view, side view, or bottom view to make sure all the required mesh parts are selected. Our goal is simple. We want one mesh for the front wheel and one mesh for the rear wheel. I'll repeat the same process for the second tyre. After a bit of cleanup, we now have two separate wheel meshes. One for the front wheel and one for the rear wheel. Now let's bring back the rest of the scooter model. At this stage, we can simplify the structure even further. For example, we can join the front wheel and its hub into a single mesh. Similarly, we can join the rear wheel and its hub into another single mesh. Once that's done, we should have 4 clean meshes in total. The body, so the handle, the front wheel, and the rear wheel. Let's rename them accordingly. Now that the model is ready, the next step is to import the skeleton that we'll use for rigging. For this tutorial, I've provided a link to download the armature on the CARLA tutorial website. Simply download the file and then extract the contents to a convenient location on your computer. Once the files have been extracted, let's import the armature into Blender. The armature is provided as an FBX file, so go to File, Import, and then select FBX. After importing, you should see the complete bone structure appear in the scene. Take a moment to inspect the hierarchy and naming of the bones. This part is very important. Do not modify the bone names, and do not change the hierarchy of the skeleton. These names and relationships are required by CARLA, and changing them may cause issues later when importing the asset. Our goal is not to edit the skeleton. Instead, we simply want to align the bones with the different parts of our e-scooter. As you can see, the imported bones are not currently positioned correctly. We need to move each bone so that it matches the corresponding component of the scooter. Let's begin with the handlebar assembly. Select the armature and switch to Edit mode. Now select the first handlebar bone. Make sure you're selecting the bone, not the mesh. Using the G key, move the bone until it is positioned correctly on the handle. You can also constrain the movement along specific axes by using X, Y, or Z. Take your time here and position the bone as accurately as you need. Once the first handlebar bone is in place, select the next handlebar bone. Again, use the G key to move it into position. Place it so that it aligns with the opposite side of the handlebar. We'll continue this process for the remaining bones. The idea is simple. Each bone should be moved to the component of the e-scooter that it will eventually control. Now that the handlebar bones have been positioned correctly, let's move on to the body bone. This is the bone that points toward the front of the scooter. Select the body bone and move it so that it aligns with the main frame of the e-scooter. As before, you can use different viewport angles to position the bone more accurately. For example, switching between the front, side, and top views can make alignment much easier. At this point, we have already positioned the handlebar-related bones. You can see the naming convention used by the skeleton. We have the front wheel bone, the left handle bone, the right handle bone, and the handle geometry bone. Next, let's focus on the pedal bones. If we inspect the skeleton, we can see that there is a left pedal bone and a right pedal bone. These bones determine where the rider's feet will be positioned when the e-scooter is used inside CARLA. Because of that, it's important to place them carefully. I'm starting with the left pedal bone. Simply select the bone, press G, and move it to the approximate location where the rider's left foot should rest. Once that's done, repeat the same process for the right pedal bone. Again, the goal is not absolute perfection. We simply want the bones to be positioned approximately where a rider's feet would naturally be placed on the scooter. As you can see, this step mainly involves moving and adjusting bones. There isn't anything particularly complicated here. Just make sure you're selecting the left and right pedal bones individually and avoid modifying the main pedal bone itself. Now that the pedal bones are positioned correctly, let's continue with the remaining bones. The next important bone is the seat bone. Even though this is an e-scooter, the seat bone is used to define the rider's hip position. Select the seat bone and move it to the approximate location where the rider's hips would be. Again, you can use multiple views to fine-tune the placement. At this point, most of the important rider-related bones have been adjusted. The only major bones left are the front wheel and rear wheel bones. Now let's position the front and rear wheel bones correctly. Before doing that, we need to perform a few preparation steps. First, switch back to Object Mode. Select the front wheel mesh. Then right-click and choose Set Origin, followed by Origin to Geometry. This will place the object's origin at the center of the wheel geometry. We'll do exactly the same for the rear wheel. Now both wheel meshes have their origins positioned correctly. The next step is to move the 3D cursor to the center of each wheel. Start by selecting the front wheel, then press Shift plus S and choose Cursor to Selected. This moves the 3D cursor exactly to the center of the wheel. Now select the armature and switch to Edit Mode. Select the front wheel bone. Then use Snap Selection to cursor. This places the wheel bone precisely at the center of the wheel. This step is very important. When the wheel rotates, the bone must be perfectly centered. Otherwise, the wheel may wobble or rotate incorrectly during animation. Now let's repeat the same process for the rear wheel. Switch back to Object Mode, Mustacam. Select the rear wheel mesh. Press Shift plus S and choose Cursor to Selected. Then select the armature again, switch to Edit Mode and select the rear wheel bone. Finally, use Snap Selection to Cursor. The rear wheel bone is now perfectly aligned with the center of the rear wheel. At this point, both wheel bones should be in their correct positions. If you switch to the top view, you should be able to verify that all the major bones are aligned properly with the scooter. Everything is starting to look good now. Let's inspect the skeleton one more time. If you look closely, you'll notice several additional wheel-related bones. Now we need to align the 4 smaller wheel bones with their corresponding main wheel bones. The goal here is to make sure that the smaller wheel bones are perfectly aligned with the larger wheel bone. One simple way to do this is by copying the coordinates from the main wheel bone. Let's start with the front wheel assembly. Select the main front wheel bone. Then open the item panel and look at the head and tail coordinates of the bone. We'll use these values as a reference. Copy the X coordinate from the main wheel bone and paste it into the corresponding X coordinate of the smaller front wheel bones. Next, repeat the same process for the Y coordinate. And finally, do the same for the Z coordinate. Once you've done that, the smaller wheel bones should be aligned with the main front wheel bone. Essentially, what we're trying to achieve is a straight line arrangement between the larger wheel bone and the 2 smaller wheel bones. Now let's repeat the same process for the rear wheel assembly. Select the main rear wheel bone. Copy the required coordinates and apply them to the smaller rear wheel bones. Again, the objective is to ensure that all 3 bones are aligned correctly. This is one of the easiest and most reliable methods to position these helper bones. You can simply follow the steps shown on the screen and repeat the process for both the front and rear wheel assemblies. Once completed, you should see that the larger wheel bone and the two smaller wheel bones form a straight line. At this point, the bone arrangement is complete. All the important bones have been positioned correctly, and the skeleton is now ready for rigging. The next step is to parent the scooter meshes to the armature. Now that the skeleton is fully prepared, we can attach the scooter meshes to the armatures. Start by selecting all the components of the e-scooter. The armature should be the active object. Now press Ctrl+P from the list, select Armature Deform, and then choose with empty groups. This creates the vertex groups that we'll use for manual rigging. At this point, the scooter meshes are connected to the armature, but no geometry has been assigned to the bones yet. Let's start with the front wheel. Select the front wheel mesh and switch to Edit mode. Press A to select all the vertices of the wheel. Next, open the Object Data Properties panel. In the Vertex Groups section, select Front Wheel Geo. Then click Assign. This assigns all the wheel vertices to the front wheel bone. Before moving on, let's verify that everything is working correctly. Select the armature and switch to Pose mode. Select the front wheel bone and press R to rotate it. As you can see, the wheel rotates together with the bone. This confirms that the rigging for the front wheel is working correctly. To reset the transformation, press Alt+R. Then return to Object mode. Now let's rig the rear wheel. Select the rear wheel mesh and switch to Edit mode. Press A to select all vertices. Open Object Data Properties. Select Rear Wheel Geo from the Vertex Groups list. Then click Assign. The rear wheel is now rigged as well. Next, let's assign the scooter Body. Select the body mesh and enter Edit mode. Press A to select all vertices. In Object Data Properties, select Bike Body from the Vertex Groups list. Then click Assign. Now the body mesh is connected to the body bone. Finally, let's assign the handlebar mesh. Select the handle mesh and switch to Edit mode. Press A to select all vertices. In the Vertex Groups section, select Handle Geo. Then click Assign. At this point, every major component of the scooter has been assigned to its corresponding bone. Let's perform one final test. Select the armature and switch to Pose mode. Try rotating the handlebar bone using the R key. You should see the handlebar mesh move together with the bone. You can also test the wheel bones and body bone in the same way. For example, select the main body bone and press G to move it. If the scooter moves correctly, the rigging setup is complete. Now that the rigging is finished, we can simplify the mesh structure one last time. Select all 4 scooter meshes. Then press Ctrl+J to join them into a single mesh object. The armature and rigging information will remain intact. Finally, we're ready to export the model. Go to File, Export and select FBX. Use the export settings shown on the screen. Choose an output location, give the file a suitable name, and export the FBX. The e-scooter is now fully rigged and ready to be imported into CARLA. In the next tutorial, I'll show you how to import this e-scooter into the CARLA Simulator and get it working inside the simulation environment. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel. Your support really helps and motivates me to create more CARLA and Blender tutorials in the future.